Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to not your traditional monthly readings. I hope I am going to get time to do the monthly readings this month, but I'm going to do these ones first, and then of course we've got the eclipse coming up and I've got quite a few hours at work, so I'll get out what I can. There's a few things I wanted to do. Now, if you've watched me for a while, you know that I like to use a lot of decks. I always like to test myself. That's why I fairly constantly get new decks. And there's when I used to teach a tarot course, some 20 years ago, I used to say to people, you can use anything for divination, as above, so below, as within, so without. In a holographic universe, everything is contained in a piece of everything else. There's so if you wanted to use cutout photos from OK and Hello magazine, assuming that's a symbolism that you are familiar with and that you're comfortable with, crack on, you do it. So obviously with that sort of thing, you need a symbolic alphabet because you're going to have a limited amount of photos. Now, I've wanted to do, and thanks to the eclipse, I think, has finally given me the courage to do this on YouTube, is I've wanted to do a reading using also Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Now, I've never actually played. I've tried to play, but I love the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Full stop. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, with this amount of cards and more to come, no doubt, because I'll probably start shopping for them now. The worry about a symbolic alphabet is not quite as intense. So, because there's plenty to work with. And I was flicking through them the other night and just like, oh, yeah, these will be perfect. It's about time I decided to do it. Now, last night, I decided to have a look at YouTube to see if anyone else had done it. And I found a video from a Tony Ziegler who did a video about talking about using the Yu-Gi-Oh cards for divination and then never did another video again. So, has Tony Ziegler been co-opted by the Shadow Games? Now, if you don't know what I mean and you don't know your Yu-Gi-Oh, the whole idea is based that apparently this is an ancient Egyptian tradition where they were basically having astral battles with called the Shadow Games. And so these are supposedly all related to ancient Egyptian gods and what have you. Although they were ancient Egyptian gods that seem to be completely made up for the show, but who cares? What a beautiful image these Shadow Games are. Apart from when they're not, but everything has its good and its bad side. So, assuming that I don't get co-opted by the Shadow Games and whipped away somehow, you will see these videos. But it should be fun. Now, as ever, it's a general reading. General reading rules apply. Do not give away your power to a tarot reader. I should be telling you stuff that you probably already know. As ever, I will say take the reading as a whole or not. I'm going to be using the Celtic cross this time. There's a past and a present in that spread. If the past and the present do not fit, don't try and make it fit. Go and watch your moon, go and watch your rising. In fact, always try to watch your rising, and so you don't have to listen to my blurb a second time. There is a timestamp down in the description to get past it straight to the reading. Now, also down there is a link to a birth chart, two different online birth chart generators if you don't know what your rising sign is, because that's something that if you have your birth time, you need to know it. Now, also down there is the Facebook page for this channel. Now, that's got its own inbox, so if you want to approach me for a personal reading, that's the best way to do it. There is also a link tree there for my email and for my Tumblr and for like all different other Twitter. But seriously, Facebook inbox is the best way to get hold of me. Now, as ever, I would say ask a question prior to the reading, pause the video, think about all the questions that are around you and be aware of all of them. Focus on one of them, but be aware of all of them. Cards will answer what they want. Now I am trying to grow the channel, so thank you to my returning subscribers, and If you are new here, welcome, and feel free to press the subscribe button while you're passing. And also, a like helps each video get seen. And I'm rather hoping, I'm so looking forward to doing these Yu-Gi-Oh readers. Now, there will be a couple of oracle cards in as well, because I can never resist these. But yeah, that's about it. So like I said, general reading, timing's not absolute. Other people, if they turn up in the reading, I see actions and energies, so maybe I get you and them mixed up. I don't think it happens that often. And nobody, I always say, if it does happen, comment down below, let me know. And nobody has done yet. So yeah, let's crack on. I'll bring up your cards. Okay then, Aries, and welcome to my very first YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh tarot reading. Now, we have at the center of the spread the Four of Coins, showing you in a defensive posture. I mean, how great is that for starting a Yu-Gi-Oh reading? And what I rather feel from this is that there is something that you're feeling very, very protective about, something that you are trying to preserve. However, if this is in response to some form of not perceived, some form of actual attack from somebody else, this may stroke the symphony Jin, rather implies to me that you can take that attack and turn it round. You have the ability to put them, whoever is attacking, whether it's through criticism, whether it's an economic thing, you have the ability to say the right thing, to put them on the hop. But I think that you personally are a little unbalanced at the moment because of information that has come through to you, and it suddenly made you go, oh, I better look after everything. That's why this protective urge has come up. Now, I'm not entirely sure that this protective urge is a good thing for you. Because it's almost like this information has been used against you deliberately to make you react a certain way, which seems really mean, to be honest, because the information in and of itself is true, but it's harmless. It's just like the wind is blowing from the southwest. You know, the information in and of itself is not something to be concerned about. What is to be concerned about is the way it has deliberately put you on the back foot and put you thinking that I've got to absolutely look after everything. But you are in a mood where you was wanting to plan. And I think it's almost like you want to activate your plans. Now you need to bring some things together. We've got the star on the bottom of the tarot deck, and on the bottom of the Yu-Gi-Oh deck we have Zix effect, which is all about well, it's all about bringing things together. I mean, this particular one is about destroying the opponent's monster, but you know, the Zix effect is about a special form of summoning, bringing something together with yourself. And since you have with the Two of Wands of to how you're feeling, I confess, I went onto eBay, I found this one individual card, and I thought, oh, that looks good. And it literally arrived at the house about half an hour ago. And I think it's so nice that that's the first one that comes out for you with the Two of Wands. So this is Virtual World Gate, Zhuanmu or Zhuanmu. You'll have to forgive me if I don't know my Chinese pronunciations. I suppose I should say Mandarin pronunciations, but I'm not even sure it's Mandarin. It might be Japanese. But the structure of the word looks Chinese. But anyway, moving on, while I display my ignorance of those languages. This virtual world gate, it's almost like, am I going to set my plans into motion? Am I going to start this thing? or am I going to defend what it is that I have right now? And what this is it too risky to move right now? Now, to be honest, coming in from Spirit, we've got the Nine of Wands with the most beautiful soul of purity and light, which indicates to me that there is really good guidance there. You're almost there. So whatever it is that you're finally working out, do I go ahead with this plan or not? Am I going to make this decision? Am I going to move forward? These cards imply yes, move forward. Whatever you do, move forward. There will be some form of conflict, but not anywhere near as bad as what you think it's going to be. So this wanting to defend yourself, I think it's more going to be harsh words than harsh actions. And in a way, it's revelatory. It's showing what everybody is made of and how they are either supporting themselves and you, and how you are supporting yourself and others, or how they are, or you are self-sabotaging yourself. We have with this escape from the dark dimension trap card, which is telling me that this debate, this conflict, that your actions can precipitate, or that are around you anyway, you are acting defensively, is something, it is revelatory. It is something that is giving you a chance to go, okay, not staying here anymore, not doing this anymore, moving on. I'm going to, even if my world is a virtual world, as in virtual world gate, then I am going to move on and shift all of this stuff. I've been in a situation where I've had all of my energy drained before, where I've had to return to, well, almost withdraw into myself to rest and to recuperate, and to gain some form of, to step back to gain some wisdom. Now, you've done that before. You can do this again, but you don't have to do this anywhere near as a long time as what you have done in the past, because I feel like you have already stepped back and now it's time to step forward again, even if you've got to hold your nose to do it, because yes, you're going to step into all this self-sabotaging, let's be kind and call it debate, this self-sabotaging debate and arguments and argy-bargy, but once you do that, things are going to start moving fast, and you have the opportunity to, if you've already taken actions to defend whatever it is, since you're feeling so defensive, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to concentrate on that anymore. You can concentrate on moving forward. And with, what's he called? Goblinberg, here, you can move forward with assistance, because somebody is giving you information that helps. Somebody is giving you a calm and reasoned decision, which is one that you can work on. Maybe they are reinterpreting the information that was given to you, that just send you the clarity that was given to you, but clarity is not the wrong word. It sounded very clear. It was portrayed as it was something really, really clear. And the fundamental facts underneath it were indeed, they were indeed clear and true and accurate, but the way it was presented is in a way that was, if I say designed, then that's implying that there's somebody with an agenda against you. And I'm not necessarily saying that, but the way it was presented to you, it felt like an attack. It ended up being a weapon being used against you. even though the information was true. But there is another way to look at it, and there is somebody who will help advise, maybe some decision that will decide on the basis of this information, something that's going to work in your favor. And I also feel that if you think that you've got nothing to move forward on with your plans, whatever this decision that is made, that is given to you, actually it gives you that little extra something. So like today you have nothing and you're not sure how to move forward, but tomorrow a decision is made where either it means that everybody else has nothing, or all of a sudden you have a resource that you needed, or an opportunity that you needed, or a window opened that you needed, or an ally that you needed, that will help you move forward. Because you're worried that if you plow ahead with your plans, if you plow ahead with something that you had already been wanting to do, you're just going to end up in a situation with very little life, in a situation where it's not going to mature the way that you are wanting to do. We have Mausoleum of the Emperor here next to the Chariot. So do I surge ahead because I'm being pulled in two different directions? And if I surge ahead, am I simply going to end up in a mausoleum where nothing is really happening? I'm not seeing the results, and all I have done is wasted resources on this. Well, is it a waste where if you've got nothing and someone gives you a decision that works in your favor, you're being given a little something to work with? I don't think that that is, because it's the universe is providing for you, and at the very worst, it's easy come, easy go. But at the best, it's saying, yeah, okay, you've secured everything, you've defended the things that you wanted to, now we get moving. You do not get stuck in that defensive posture, because you have got support. You have come so far, so very far. What you do not realize is that it's not only you haven't started, you think you haven't really started, but we want to, spirit here, wants to say to you that no, you've very nearly finished. It's just you have to do that final step. You've got yourself emotionally into it. You have got yourself, you've done the intellectual work, the planning and what have you. You've placed everything that you have. Use the information that you are being given to your advantage. Make sure that this information that you have been given is something that is being used as a weapon against you. Fine, turn that around, because whoever used it as a weapon against you, it's just as much a weapon against them. As an old counselling friend of mine used to say, perception is projection. So they have attacked you with something that they are just as vulnerable to this attack. And that may be where you are able to move forward, by pointing this out to them. So either not in a way to disempower them, but just go, hey, look, we're on a level playing field. You are in exactly the same situation as what I am. But with Gevura and Suklaf here, what this is saying is you have to make that decision. You have to do it. Metis is saying you have the wisdom to use this information that initially obviously came across as bad news, and it's not bad news. It's really, really not bad news. It's just as bad for the person who's glorifying over the fact it's bad news to you. It's just as much bad news for them, but I don't think they've quite twigged that yet. And it's to your advantage that they realize this. This may even be the person, they're lashing out here to try and stop something you're doing, but they may well be the person that you end up working with, because you're both in the same boat. And also with Sekhmet here representing change and healing. Now, Sekhmet can be fierce. Sekhmet can deliver destruction. But here she's representing change and healing. And it's almost like you can... The way I saw with this Five of Wands, that it's about self-sabotage, you can get out of that now. And I think whoever this person who was using information against you, to try and disempower you, it's not just you get out of that dark dimension, it's that both of you get out of that dark dimension. You take the lead. I mean, of course, you're Aries. You're not going to do anything else. But you take the lead and you're going, look, I am not going to let this hinder me. By the way, this can hinder you as much as it's hindering me, and you don't need to let it hinder you either. So we've got a beautiful final outcome card here. We've got the Hierophant with faith, because I'm using the, what's it called? Legacy of the Divine Tarot. That's it. My box is back down there. So we've got the Hierophant or faith with, beautifully, the Agent of Creation Venus. Now, this is a 3-star monster. So the 3 to me obviously indicates movement forward, but movement forward with the Hierophant for the right reasons. There will be some form of cost in you moving forward, but I rather feel there's an even greater cost in not moving. And the fact is, now what's the phrase? Spend to invest? I don't know. You're putting the effort in to get the results. If you don't put the effort in, if you don't move forward on this plan that's been around for a while, as flimsy as it feels, if you put that plan into motion right now, once you've absorbed this information and seen how it's useful for you, then you will get the just results with Gavura and Suklath. So, well, that was quick. And that was fun. That was exactly the same amount of fun that I thought it would be. So yeah, congratulations, Pisces. If this means anything to you, comment down below. Your next readings will either be monthlies or eclipse readings or something like that. It's a busy month astrologically. It's also a busy month for shifts for me. So yeah, just keep your eyes open to see what comes out. All right. Cheers.